As a school administrator, you have access to a wide variety of reports. Reports are great for observing typing trends, grades, and other fun statistics for your classrooms and students in your school. To view these reports, you can just go ahead and hover over the Report button on your dashboard. Now you'll see a drop-down menu of class reports and school reports. Class reports are going to give you a more granular view of your classroom's progress, and school reports are going to give you a more holistic view of your school's progress. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with class reports. The first thing you're going to want to do is select a report. These fields over here to the right is going to all depend on which report you choose, meaning sometimes you'll be asked to select a date range, specific student or classroom, and sometimes you won't. Again, it all depends on which report you pick. So let's start with here the class reports. The active student curriculum report is going to ask you to choose a classroom and let you know which curriculums each student is working in. This can be really helpful if you'd like to keep track of which students have unlocked what and how they're spending their time on Typing Agent. The activity summary report is going to have you choose a classroom, student, curriculum, and a date range so you can see the exact lessons being done and what time and date they were done at. This can be helpful should any dispute among students arise on when something was done. The class level scheduled test report is going to ask you to choose a classroom. This is where you'll go to view the results of a class level scheduled test. The custom reports for class and student are really cool because they'll let you choose your own parameters and essentially make your own report. This can be really helpful if you're on the hunt for specific information and a specific way of formatting it. The diagnostic test report will ask you to choose one of the two core curriculums, Keyboarding Foundations, as well as classrooms and students. This will give you the results of their diagnostic tests, which can be helpful in tracking improvement over time. The final evaluation report is going to ask for classrooms and students. This is going to give you results of all their final grades. This can be really helpful if you're ever wondering who's finished their curriculum and if they did it with flying colors, or if they didn't. The focus report, well, it's very focused. You're going to do a classroom, a curriculum, and an exact exercise or lesson within that to view all the words per minute accuracy and the time and date completed for the students who have done that specific lesson. The grade level scheduled test is going to be where you're going to view the results of the tests assigned to that grade, and it's going to ask you to, of course, select that grade. The leaderboard report is going to have you pick a classroom, a student, or all students. This is going to be your way to view that classroom's leaderboard or just view a student's ranking on it. The placement test report is really cool. Ever notice those paths that come up in Keyboarding Foundation, like A, B, C, etc.? Okay, so this one's going to tell you exactly which path that all of your students are on, so based on the scores of their placement tests. The progress report is going to take a classroom, student, and curriculum. This is going to show you how far that curriculum your students are and how many stars they've been earning with each exercise. Scrolling down a little, you're also going to notice that you've got a summary and a detailed report. The summary is going to give you a graph with stars, and each star will represent a certain star earned by color. And the detailed one is going to give you a full-on percentage of how far they are in the program as well as their current grades. The time report is going to ask for a classroom, students, a curriculum, and a date range. Now this report's really cool because not only do you get the information on the total time spent in the program, but you also get to see when that time was being spent in a pretty graph during or outside school hours. So this can be really helpful if you're trying to discern schoolwork from homework. And finally, we've got the weekly average report. This is going to ask for a classroom and a date range and give you an average on how that classroom is doing each week. And I realize that I just said weekly average report, but what I meant to say was weekly activity report. This is going to mean that you're going to view exactly these averages of how their well is doing. So let's go up here and move on to school reports. You'll notice a lot of these reports are the same, but they're going to give you a broader perspective on a school-wide basis. However, there are a few new ones that are specific to reports for the school. The custom school report's here now, and just like the custom class and student ones we talked about, you can make your own report. Scrolling down, we got the detailed school usage, and that's going to ask for a classroom and a date range, and let you know exactly how many students and teachers have logged in and used the program. This is always good if you're trying to determine how many licenses to purchase for the next year. Going down here, we've got the grade usage report. This will take a grade and a date range and lets you know exactly how well each grade in your school is doing that program on average. Now down at the bottom here, we've got the monthly usage report, which will ask for a range of months, and then it's going to give you how many students and staff have logged in and used the program over the months you've picked. The school activity report is really cool because that will let you see, over the date range you choose, which staff members have done what. This can also be really helpful if you're disputing who added or who deleted certain data. The student archive data is really nice because this is going to let you, if you have reset, look at all of the past year's grades for the school. The teacher usage report will let you know which teachers are logging in, have students, and which students are using the program. And lastly, I promise it's the last one, is the upload history report. This is where you're going to go to view all CSV files that have been made in your account and if there were any errors. This is super handy if you're doing a nightly upload process like SFTP, or just want to make sure that everything and everyone has been successfully added in. Okay, I know that's a lot to unpack, and there will probably be reports that you'd like to know more about. So thankfully, we've got full documentation of each of these reports in our Solutions Center. You're going to want to go up here, click your Admin button, and then the Solutions Center tab. Here is where you're going to be able to search up any of these reports you'd like to know more about and just how cool they are. If there are any questions that we haven't answered yet, you can come down here to this little chat icon and talk to one of us in-app. Until then, happy reporting!